right to actions, but never to fruits thereof. With this, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and dignitaries. A warm welcome to the inaugural ceremony of the most awaited and highly anticipated international conference. A brilliant mind across the world gather to share their thoughts, to exchange ideas, and to shape the future. With this, I am Manju,
and I am Kumar from BTech 4th year, and we feel privileged to welcome you all at the National Institute of Science and Technology to the International Conference on Artificial Intelligence of Things for Sustainability. May I extend a special invitation to our esteemed Chief Guest, Dr. Ashutosh Dutta, to take his seat on the dais. I now invite the esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Arvind Sharma, to please take his place on the dais.
Now I extend a warm welcome to our distinguished principal, Dr. Kumar, to grace the dais of this ceremony.
May I request Dr. to kindly occupy the chair on the dais.
I now invite our esteemed Vice Principal Sir, Dr. to kindly occupy the chair on the dais. May I request Dr. Mishra, HOD, Govt, General Officer,
As we embark on this inspiring intellectual journey, let us draw strength from the deep words of the father of the Indian nuclear program, Homi J. Baba, who said, "My success will not depend on what A or B thinks of me. My success will be what I make of my work." Let these words resonate within us as we make our way to this conference.
We are honored to have all of you to join us today on the embark of this incredible journey of knowledge, innovation, and collaboration. This conference serves as a platform for experts, researchers, professionals, industrialists to discuss breakthroughs, to share their experiences, and to foster meaningful connections.
As a token of appreciation for your presence and to symbolize the growth and prosperity of the world, we have a special gesture for each of the esteemed guests today. It's not just a gift, but a living symbol of gratitude. The tree, much like a connection, signifies growth, strength, and promise of a flourishing future. I would like to request volunteers to offer this token of appreciation to esteemed Chief Guest, Dr. Ashutosh Dutta. I now invite volunteers to present this token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Dr. Manju. I kindly ask volunteers to extend this token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Mr. Arvind Sharma.
I now invite volunteers to present this token of appreciation to our principal, Dr. Kumar. I would like to request volunteers to graciously offer this token of appreciation to our HOD, to Professor Jawaharlal.
आयुष भाई पकड़ रहे जाओ
I would like to request to volunteer to graciously offer this token of appreciation to our Vice Principal Sir, Dr.
आगो
I do now like the volunteer to extend this token of appreciation to Dr. Ashutosh Mishra. Light is considered as a symbol of enlightenment, auspiciousness, prosperity, and abundance in our culture. By lighting this lamp, let it remove darkness and provide the required enlightenment of knowledge to all the participants. I now invite our esteemed guests to come forward to kindle the flame of enlightenment and officially inaugurate our event. With this, I kindly request Mishra from Region 4th year to come forward for a welcome song and to bless us with his mesmerizing voice as we invoke Goddess Saraswati on this auspicious occasion.
morning to all of you. Hearty welcome for International Conference on AI of Things for Sustainability. At the outset, I would like to sincerely thank our chief guest, Dr. Ashutosh, for making convenient to visit our campus for this international conference. Thank you, sir. You have made a lot of friends from coming down to our college. It is a great pleasure. He is the chief architect of 5G Communication Lab at our college. For that also, I would like to thank him for his voluntary service. Dr. Manju madam, she is a distinguished professor from JNU working on cyber security. We would like to have great collaboration in the near future, madam, because this is the day of computer science and we are having the era of computer science. So your collaboration and your support is required for us. At the same time, I would like to sincerely thank Mr. Arvind for sparing his time coming down to here. We are having microwave engineering lab. Support is required for our future growth. Sir, will you please support us in our growth? And leadership team of NIST, faculty, students, delegates came from different parts of country. I thank you all for your presence here. I would like to mention few points for the sake of passing information to the guest of honors. Here, the NIST Institute was started in 1996, and this has been started under Foreign Direct Investment Scheme. In the beginning, the college was located at Baltimore University with the support of Orissa government. Dr. Sukanta Mahapatra, the founder chairman of our college, established this particular institute for the benefit of Southern Odisha at our place. And coming to the another important aspect, Dr. Rojo Mishra and Dr. Sandeepan have taken lot of pains for proposing this international conference and also getting grant from the DST under several international conferences scheme. I would like to thank them for their sincere efforts. They are the torch bearers for us in conduction of future international conferences at our college. At the same time, I would like to thank Dr. Manas Ranjan sir for coming down to our college. Now he is heading the computer science wing as professor. His services are invaluable to our college. Now coming to the AI. Now the conference title is AI of Things for Sustainability. So from that, what we can conclude, this is AI has become like God. We cannot say God is here or there. Like that, now AI is everywhere. So knowing AI is essential, and AI is not going to kill the job opportunities. It is going to create new opportunities, and it is going to give better economy to the society, and living standards will be improved, and people will overcome the poor conditions which are prevailing at different parts of the countries. So we all should work for AI related things, for sustainability. eco-friendly. With these few remarks, I would like to thank management and organizers for conducting first ever SERB funded international conference at our institute. I would also thank chief guests and guests of honor for sparing their valuable time for coming down to our college for this international conference. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking address. It is my immense pleasure to invite Professor Manju, the program chair of AIUT Forest, to give a brief outline of the conference.
Esteemed dignitaries in the dais, invited guests, authors, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you, and welcome to the International Conference of Artificial Intelligence of Things for Sustainability. It's truly an honor and privilege to be part of this conference, which has brought professionals, researchers, innovators, and thought leaders to a common platform to exchange ideas and showcase the research findings with a special focus on sustainability. Today, when we are confronted with unprecedented challenges relating to climate change, resource depletion, and environmental degradation, it becomes quite imperative for us to harness the power of cutting-edge technologies to forge a path towards a sustainable and resilient future. This conference serves as a platform where the two most promising technologies of our time, artificial intelligence and Internet of Things, converge to address some of the pressing issues and pave the way for a more sustainable and inclusive world. The fusion of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things holds immense potential to revolutionize the way we approach sustainability challenges. By seamlessly integrating intelligent systems with a vast computer network of interconnected devices, it's possible to monitor, analyze, and optimize the use of critical resources, energy consumption, and environmental impacts. This synergy empowers us to make informed decisions, mitigate risks, and create innovative solutions that can contribute to a more sustainable planet. The applications of AIoT, as we call it, are vast and diverse, offering solutions that transcend geographical boundaries and even cultural differences, ranging from smart cities and precision agriculture to energy efficiency and climate monitoring. Now coming back to the conference, we received as many as 217 abstracts from more than 10 different countries for this particular conference within short notice. Thanks to the special endeavor put by the convener, and speaker, who were really working on the background. And within a very short time, it was all reviewed, and about 106 were selected for oral presentation, which has been scheduled to be presented in the coming 2 weeks in 11 technical sessions. The authors are encouraged to submit full papers after they have presented this, after incorporating the suggestions and review comments by the reviewers, which will be considered for publication in 1 Scopus Index journal and 2 Google indexed journals. Along with this conference, during the conference, we'll have 6 keynote talks by experts in the field of artificial intelligence of things. And there are also 2 parallel events going on alongside. One is the coding competition that's being organized by Coding Ninja, which will happen today on 20th. And the second one is the NIST Innovation Challenge by Where We Elevate tomorrow, that is on 21st. So the coming 2 days are going to be quite eventful, and I'm sure you'll be able to make the most out of this conference. I take this time to sincerely acknowledge the sponsorship of SERB for providing the financial support to host this conference. We also thank the co-sponsors, Arvind and Arts and India Chemicals for partially funding this event. Once again, I thank you very much for your interest in this conference. Hope you will have a fruitful time as you actively participate in the proceedings of this conference and continue to collaborate and gather enough information through exchange of ideas and deliberations during the presentation and even during the networking time, during lunch and other times. Let us explore the limitless possibilities that artificial intelligence of things presents for building a sustainable future where technology acts as a catalyst for positive change. As we engage in meaningful discussions, share insights, and foster collaborations, let us keep in mind the responsibility that we bear not only to our respective fields, but to the global community. The advancements we make in AIoT should not only be a testament to human ingenuity, but also a pledge to safeguard the planet for future generations. That's the theme of this particular conference. May our collective efforts pave the way for a more sustainable and harmonious world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Due to some priorities, our founder chairman of NIST, Dr. is unable to join us today in our inaugural program. He has long experience in next generation communication in some of the leading organizations. He has worked in the leadership position at AT&T, Lucent Technologies, Bill Laboratories, and Ericsson as a chief technology officer. Words have the power to motivate people to take action and to make a difference in life. Today, we find ourselves with an opportunity to ignite our thoughts. We rarely get this kind of opportunity to listen to the words of a knowledgeable speaker.
It's my privilege to introduce our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Manju, Khari, Professor in the School of Computer and System Science at Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi, India. She contributed to information technology, software security testing, computer network, the Internet of Things, cyber forensic, and deep learning. Before joining JNU, she worked with Nehru University of Technology, East Campus, under the auspices of Government of NCT, Delhi. Dr. Khari is a PhD holder in Computer Science and Engineering from the National Institute of Technology, Patna. Her prolific research portfolio includes over 100 plus published papers in premier preferred national and international journals and conferences, including highly regarded publishers such as IEEE, ACM, Springer, and Elsevier. Dr. Khari has also co-authored 2 books published by NCERT and co-edited 10 edited books, further solidifying her status as a leading scholar in her field. Dr. Khari is serving as a reviewer technical program committee member for various international conferences. Dr. Khari's reputation as a meticulous scholar has earned her position as associate editor, guest editor for Springer, Wiley, and Elsevier book, and a reviewer for several leading international journals. Dr. Khari's expertise is not limited to academia. She is also highly valued member and research consultant of several noteworthy projects in collaboration with prominent institutes such as AIMS, the Department of Biotechnology, DST, and CSI NPL under the Ministry of Consumer and Legal Affairs in India. These projects are invaluable to advancing research and development in a field, further underscoring her reputation as a trailblazer in computer science and engineering. May I now request, ma'am, to inspire us with your words and inspire our zeal.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. So as far as my introduction is concerned, that was really very nicely actually guiding us, and at that time we shall decide to join Amrit. But because we are all are like bachelors, students usually focus on placement. But placement is also a major criteria. While going for the placement, we also focus on research because we all deal with research, the new technology which is there with us. The new technology, your mentors, your organization, your faculty members have already arranged such a nice conference which is focusing on artificial intelligence, things and sustainability. And why sustainability? Because we all are living in a digital world. This digital world which we can't think about it. Like everything is sending us at each and every seconds, each and every minute. We are living in a digital world, and in this digital world, if a thing can be recognized, that thing is easily discoverable on net. It means we are discovered on it. So that things are there around us, and because each and every movement, each and every click, each and every action is monitored by the tools, the techniques, the technology. That is why the intelligence is required. Where we can use this intelligence is to be used in terms of good action, in ethical action. Because we are in digital world, but to be a technological expert, we should follow the ethical things. Hope you all are aware about the ethical things, right? Ethical things are basically doing for the good purposes, good, we can say, the society, which can help the people and you are the future researchers. So as far as the conference is concerned, maximum topics were covered in the conference. And the conference organizers, even the volunteers, faculty members, the paper contributors, authors, they contribute a noble thing which is coming into the market. And you people come to know about, with the help of this conference, what exactly is going on in today's world, in today's scenario. And you know the noble things which you can do. You are not the analyst, right? You are not going to pick the data and do the analysis. You are the future technology students, and you come up with the new ideas with the help of these conferences. At least you'll get an idea and come up with new ideas, entrepreneurship, and make this world sustainable. So as far as this conference is concerned, it gives you a combined thing which is there in technology, which is there with you all. So this technology, this conference, your faculty members, organizers, it really helps you a lot. So all the best for the conference organizers and students and the authors who are going to present their papers with their novel ideas. That's it from my side.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. Up next, I'm honored to welcome our next esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Arvind Sharma. He holds a bachelor degree in electronics and communication engineering and a master's in digital communication from University of Technology, New Delhi. He subsequently joined the Society for Applied Microelectronics Engineering and Research under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology at IIT Mumbai. As a role of scientist, his research primarily focuses on radio frequency technology, covering the design of active and passive RF components, RF power amplifiers, and the development of transmit receive modules. Notably, his specialization is in the design and development of radar system tailored for both atmospheric and strategic application. Mr. Sharma played a significant role in completing various R&D projects, including the operational SD radar system for atmospheric studies in Guwahati. Mr. Sharma contributed extremely to providing RF source for hyperthermia application, benefiting STEAM institutions such as IIT Madras, IIT Mumbai, IIT Guwahati, Guwahati University, IIT Engg, Pune, etc. Mr. Sharma is a dedicated to design of RF coils for MRI machines under the Make in India initiative. This reflects his commitment to pushing the boundaries of technology innovation.
are from the era in which the things started from the analog. Now it's converted to the digital. Now the next future upcoming thing is quantum, and AI is the tool which help us to achieve such kind of things. And government is taking so much initiatives to organizing such kind of conferences to gather the people and meet such like-minded people. And such kind of conferences is nothing but it's like you can have it as a meeting with the such like-minded peoples and sharing your ideas and going in the future and taking the new things. So with these words, I will say congratulations to everyone and just dedicated to the upcoming things and concentrating on. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Moving forward, it is a distinct privilege for us to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Ashutosh Dutta, whose presence adds an extra layer of significance to our event. He is currently senior scientist and 5G chief strategist at Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory. He is also a Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory sabbatical fellow and adjunct faculty at Johns Hopkins University. Dr. Ashutosh also serves as the chair of Electrical and Computer Engineering Department of Engineering from professional program at the Johns Hopkins University. His career, spanning more than 30 years, includes Director of Technology Security and the lead member of technical staff at AT&T, CTO of Wireless for Nixon Incorporation, Senior Scientist and Project Manager at Govt Research, Director of the Central Research Facility at Columbia University, Adjunct faculty at NJIT, and Computer Engineer with the Tata Motors. He has more than 100 conference, journal publications, and standard specifications, 3 book chapters, and 31 issued patents. He is the co-author of the book titled Mobility Protocols and Handover Optimization, Design, Evaluation, and Application, published by IEEE and John and Wiley. Dr. Ashutosh obtained his BS in Electrical Engineering from NIT Rourkela, India, MS in Computer Science from NJIT, and PhD in Electrical Engineering from Columbia University, New York, under the supervision of Professor Henning Skulzerzeiner. He is a senior member of ACM. As a technical leader in 5G and security, Dr. Ashutosh has been serving as the founding co-chair for the IEEE Future Networks Initiative that focuses on 5G standardization, education, publications, test bed, and roadmap activities. He served as IEEE Communication Society's Distinguished Lecturer for 2017 to 2020 and as an ACM Distinguished Speaker from 2020 to 2022. He has served as the General Co-Chair for the Framework IEEE 5G World Forums and has organized 65 5G World Summits across the world. Dr. Ashutosh served as the Chair of IEEE Princeton Central Jersey Section, Industry Relations Chair for Region 1 and MGA, Pre-University Coordinator for IEEE MGA, and Vice Chair of Education Society Chapter of PCGS. He co-founded the IEEE STEM Conference and helped to implement engineering projects in community service projects in several high schools. Dr. Ashutosh has served as the General Co-Chair for the IEEE STM Conference for the last 10 years and served as the Director of Industry Outreach for IEEE Communication Society from 2014 to 2019. He was a recipient of the prestigious 2009 IEEE MGA Leadership Award and 2010 IEEE USA Professional Leadership Award. With this, I now request Sir to inspire us.
Thank you for that kind introduction. Basically, just like one of you, and I'm so happy and thrilled to be here on the campus. think when I was the 25th year anniversary, I did give a talk remotely, and I promised I'll be back. And thank God I'm able to do that. So first of all, I just went to see Dr. Dutta 2 days back with my mom and Mossy, that at a quick share. And I just thanking Dr. Dutta, he made this possible to come here and to attend a conference. So I'd like to say hello, NIST, how are you doing? Yeah, so this is a really dream come true for Dr. Sukant, Chairman, whom I know since 1987, one of the kindest, smartest, and visionary. He was my senior in curriculum, but I came to know when I was in the United States. So thank you, Dr. Sukant Mahapatra, I call him Sukant Bhai, for giving me this opportunity to be part of this noble venture that we started. I'll do a technical talk, but I just spent 3 minutes on my association with NIST. So when I was working at Columbia University in New York, and Sukant Bhai was building this institute. And I was in charge of the whole computing facilities in computer science department, and we had a lot of old computers. And instead of getting rid of it, Mr. Sukant Bhai, maybe you can use this. And he was so diligent on Saturday morning just to carry a truck to New York City where I used to live. And so we used to take all these 386, 486, these old computers and printers and give it to him, and he was taking enough paper to send it back to build a computer lab in his. So I'm so glad to see a thing that we started with a noble idea has gotten to fruition. My old niece, she also studied here. So I have a lot of love and affection for this institute. I worked in the industry for a long time, like in research labs, but I finally decided to move to education. So I work for Johns Hopkins University, and one of my passions is to really interact with some of the bright minds you guys are, right? You are the future. I think Dr. Manju Khari, she told it very rightfully. You guys are the futures, right? So you have to get involved, you have to have a passion. You have to reach out to the faculty. You have to get the knowledge, right? We did this Pradipam, right? So this shows how to get the knowledge, and sky's the limit for you. I have 2 kids, 27 and 23. I always tell them, hey guys, you don't study well, you don't learn well. Who is going to build this building? Who is going to build this aeroplane? Who is going to build this tower? So future is at your hands. So you really have to work hard. God has given you all the talents you have. You just have to work hard and pursue your passion. Whatever you pursue, right? Yeah, and you'll get that. So I can see many of you being the future leaders, maybe all of you in different areas, right? Some may be pursuing PhD, some may be being the industry leaders, and some may be, going from administrative service. Doesn't matter what you are, do your best. So that's kind of my simple thing. But you are seeing me in person for the first time. I was here in 2022 July also with my wife and my brother and sister-in-law, but I didn't get a chance to give any lecture, but I just a lot of labs. And so I'd like to first of all congratulate all the organizing committee, Dr. Sandeepan, Dr. Patra, and people on the stage, Dr. P. Kumar, Dr. Manas Patra, I said Dr. Patra, Dr. Pratimna Patra before, Dr. Sukant Mahapatra, Sukant Bhai, Dr. Manju Khari, Mr. Arvind Sharma, and Dr. Mrs. Sunai. And last but not the least, all the student volunteers. I think you are the real DNA, the spine of this, right? You might have heard, I've done so many different conferences because I'm an IEEE fellow and really try to make sure how do you take advantage of professional societies like IEEE, like Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, ACM, Association of Computing Industry, Mechanical Engineering Professional Societies. Try to get involved in those, right? That is the way, besides your study, how do you make connection to people in the world through my association, like, charity begins at home. Think about your home. This is where you cultivate your passion, cultivate your profession, and try to spread your wings. Then when you get to the real world, you won't be afraid of anybody. You will work hard. So I'll give you a personal example. Dr. Sir, Dr. Bob Kahn, Dr. Len Kleinrock. These are the fathers of the internet, right? Through my IEEE connection, I was able to go and talk to them personally. I've been working with them. They got the IEEE Medal of Honor, right? I grew up in Indonesia, but because I had a passion, because I was not afraid of hard work, because I wanted to learn something new, and that took me from an IT to USA and Columbia and whatnot, right? But what I'm trying to say is nothing is impossible, so have a dream and work hard. So with that, I have a little presentation here. Because this is a technical conference, I'll be short. I know that time limitation. As I think Dr. Rajesh Kumar said, I'm also pretty passionate about having a 5G type test bed here, right? So I cannot happen just by myself and just by a faculty member. You all have to be interested. So you all have to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid of learning new things. Nothing is impossible. Okay? All right. So with that, with me, how much time I have? I have to just finish in that. Is that any specific time? Yeah. So right. So with this 5G networks application security, let's see. This one is does this work? Not this work, but do you have a clicker? Alright, let's go to the next slide. Next slide. Yeah, so I have to talk about very brief because we don't have enough time. I wanted to give a little technical talk because this is a technical conference. I'm happy to see that you have over 200 papers publication and 50% acceptance. So that is a pretty remarkable achievement for 10 different countries, right? So I said a little bit about what 5G is all about, why we need it to begin with. And how do you get involved in many of the standards activities? Test bed prototypes. I know you're building a 5G test bed. And how can you get involved there? Then I'll say a little bit about how do you get involved in the future network that I started that as a founding co-chair. That's it. Let's go to the next slide, please. Right. So what you're seeing here is what I was telling you, right? So we are living in the era of communication. And what I'm showing here is the evolution of communication, right? So if you go back to the old days, people were sending messages to pigeons, horses, or the Pony Express, right? And then comes the optical telegraph, electric telegraph in the 18th century. Then circuit switching, telephone, Alexander Graham Bell, all those things happened, right? I think many of you have seen the evolution, at least within India, through CDOT, right? And back in the 1990s. And then came the public switch telephone network, which we have all been using until recently. Many of the houses, they don't even have that wired phone anymore, right? At least in my house in Qatar, I don't know where wired phone. And then I was talking about these stalwarts like Kleinrock and Bob Kahn. And in 1970, they started the packet switching. And Professor Kleinrock in UCLA, he was giving how instead the first packet to log in from UCLA, which is in Los Angeles, to SRI, Stanford Research Institute. And the thing crashed, right? So that's how the whole packet switching started. Then internet, TCP/IP by Bob Kahn and Engg. And we're all living in the age of internet now, right? I think when people start going, they know what internet is. And then web came along. And now this next generation internet, 2020 and forward, right? So we are now in the midst of 5G. So this is how the evolution is taking place. But why there is evolution? Let's go to the next slide. So this all happens because of the type of application we support. So if you look at this application, the Galaxy application, many of you are using different types of application. Each application has its own bandwidth requirement, latency requirement, right? So this kind of drives the need to develop a new architecture that has to be scalable, feasible, and extensible and programmable, right? Because there is a large amount of traffic coming in, how can you sustain that? If you have low latency requirement, how can you make sure you can achieve that low latency? That's where the engineers come in and they try to build. Let's go to the next slide. Then we have to think about the end users, right? How do they get, if you're doing research not for the sake of doing research, there has to be an objective, why we're doing it, right? So if you look at this slide, now there are different types of users. We have e-health, we have smart cards, intelligent transportation system, robotics at home, we have smart wearables, different types, and if you're using the underlying network to support that, maybe a private intranet or internet, you need to make the network really strong and flexible and programmable and can be dynamically provisioned, right? So those are the end users. So you come up with an idea, then you have to see how it can be used. Maybe in agriculture, for example, massive sensing. All right, let's go to the next slide. So these are the motivation for doing research. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, so this is where now switching gear towards a little bit of cellular revolution because I'm talking about 5G. And very soon, I know you're going to have 5G in your campus. And that's an excellent news. Not many universities, even in the world, have that 5G in the campus. We just established a 5G campus within our campus, intranet, at Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab just maybe 2 months back. So this is an excellent opportunity. I know you all have Wi-Fi. It's an excellent opportunity to get involved in 5G type issues. What I'm showing here is every 10 years since 1980 when analog started, there has been a revolution of cellular, right? 2G, 3G, 4G, 2008. And 2010 it got implemented. Now in the midst of getting 5G. And in 2030 we're going to have 6G. And these are all different commercial terms that are being developed by GPP. So bottom line is we have certain key performance indicators like latency, bandwidth, etc. that we have to think about, right? And there are different standard studies who are developing this. So this not only gives you the high bandwidth, low latency, machine to machine type communications, etc. Right? And then we go to 2030. Let's go to the next slide. So another thing we should not forget, you're all using Wi-Fi, right? So there is a coexistence of Wi-Fi, which is wireless LAN, 802.11, a variety of that, and cellular. So they do coexist. So there is going to be a cellular network, and there's going to be Wi-Fi network. For some of you who are doing research, this is an excellent area to do research, how they can coexist. You are on a cellular network, you move to Wi-Fi back and forth, right? So this is another area just to think about how to do research. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide, yeah. So here I'm talking about why you need it. It's a highly reliable, flexible network. You have trust, you have different kind of experience, quality of service, etc. Right? So, if there is a condition of the network, how can you make sure you can still get the same service, right? How can you make sure it's secure, the network is secure? So these are the different pillars why you need 5G. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so here again I'm showing a triangle that is developed by ITU, International Telecommunication Union. So they, every 10 years, they come up with a new blueprint and they give it to 3GPP, which is third generation partnership program. And you can see there are three things, mobile broadband, ultra reliable low latency, machine-to-machine type communication. And on the right hand side is the different KPIs, the key performance indicators, right? The connection density, the mobility rate, the user experience rate, etc. So they give those KPIs, 3GPP develop the requirement and specification, the vendors go and do it. So this is the standard process in tech place. So let's go to the next slide. Right, yeah, next. Yeah, so here a couple of slides I just want to give you because I want to give it a little bit technical. So what you're seeing here is some of the requirements for IoT 2020 and user scenario, right? So here you see things like connection density, download speed, upload speed, and what types of services that enhance mobile broadband, ultra low latency, right, or machine-to-machine type communication. So these are the ones. It falls in different bucket, right? At the type of application, you have APIs everywhere. So just to give you an idea, the 4 millisecond latency, 1 millisecond latency, 500 kilometer per hour, how can you still maintain the ability? Then optic speed like 20 gigabit, 10 gigabit, uplink, 20 gigabit, downlink, right? So these are the things you have to keep in mind. Let's go to the next slide. Alright, so now then as I talked about different kind of use cases, right? So use cases have to be tied with the technology that we are using. So things like broadband access in dense areas. This is pervasive communication, right? Broadband access everywhere, 50 megabit per second, which is your upload speed everywhere. High mobility rate, it's bullet rate. We are going to still 1.9. Massive Internet of Things. Then we have real-time communication, remote surgery type. Lifeline communication, mission critical application, such as earthquake or something happen, how do you make sure we can still maintain that? Ultra reliable communication like EHAM. Broadcast service. So these are some examples of use cases that can take advantage of. And agriculture maybe another one, entertainment another one, right? That can make use of the 5G service. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is a little bit of eye chart, but I wanted to give you an idea. There is a huge performance requirement depending on whether you are pedestrian, whether you are going in a vehicle, whether you are in a crowded area or a rural area, right? So depending on that, and depending on the type of latency requirement, there are different requirements. So when you are designing a network, if you are doing a campus 5G network, you have to design accordingly, right? If you are doing in a real urban type, let's say Manhattan or maybe Mumbai or Kolkata, you have to think about differently. So these are some parameters you keep in mind. Let's go to the next slide. So that's the user performance. So I just give you an example of that. This is your showing why you need 5G, why 4G is not enough. So I'm mapping the requirements of the type of use case. So in x-axis you have latency and y-axis you have bandwidth, right? So if you try to just take an example of 360 virtual reality, you need high bandwidth, low latency. That cannot be supported by 4G, right? You have to use 5G type technology. Industrial automation, you may not need high bandwidth or low latency, right? So you have to use 5G there. So this is where you map between the application and APIs. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. This is an important thing I wanted to highlight. When people say 5G, we're discussing that just before the meeting. There are different frequency range, and 5G is like an end-to-end. It's just not only on having handset connecting to the cellular towers. There's a lot on the back end. I'll talk about that. But depending on the frequency, so low band, you have high coverage, but you have low bandwidth. And mid band, obviously it's like a 3-layer cake, right? So you have your low band is the bottom layer, and then middle layer is the middle band, and the high band is the top one. So you have low coverage for the low frequency, which is low band. High coverage for the low frequency. Then if you have high frequency like millimeter wave, you have a lot of bandwidth, your coverage is low. So you need to have lots of these towers. So depending on your deployment criterion, here in your campus, the 5G is going to be somewhere in the mid-band, like 3.5, 3.6 type. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Yeah, I'll quickly go over that. You see on the right hand side, you might be wondering what 5G looks like. So look at the top right on the picture. So there is an endpoint of different types of users. It could be entertainment, could be game users, could be mission critical users, somebody in the battlefield. And you connect to the towers with G-Node, and then a base cloud to support ultra low latency. And then you go to the core network. And core network has user plane, data plane, control plane. So you get authenticated and all those. Then you go to the internet, right? Or you go to roaming. So my service provider is AT&T. I come here, so I'm a roaming provider, roaming guy now, right? My company like Geo or somebody has a connection. And then you can switch back between Wi-Fi. So you start with radio access network, massive MIMO, densification of small cells, wireless access integration, etc. Let's go to the next slide. We'll go to the core network, the core technology. So on the core side, we have a lot of other things like software-defined networking, network function virtualization, network slicing, cloud RAN, service-oriented architecture. So these are the fundamentals of the core network. That is, with this, we can scale up and scale down the network very quickly. If there is a congestion, there's a football game going on, everybody is trying to log in. How do you make sure they can still download, they can still connect? So we have the ability to scale up the network because of that. And slicing will provide the quality of service, like HOV, like high occupancy, highways, right? Somebody is doing mission critical application or remote surgery type, you don't want to, compromise the quality of service. Let's go to the next slide. Alright, so if you put this together, just, that's an animation, keep on doing that. So you have, please press it. So if you see, the first one is on the new radio side, fiber line performance. Next, network function virtualization gives you the ability to scale up, scale down the network. Next, programmable network, because of software-defined networking. Next, network slicing. So you kind of stack them together, and you can customize service flexible, scalable type, right? So, and again, when your 5G lab will be built complete, you'll get a chance to play with all of these. Go to the next slide. Alright, so again, I'm coming back here, just to give you an idea how it looks like. And what my next set of slides, I know security is important. I want to see how do you look into the security, what are the different threats. Because if you have built a network, now you have to make sure it's secure enough, right? Okay, so now let's go to the next slide. Okay, so on the security side, I know we have Dr. Manju, Khari, she's a security expert. She has been doing a lot of security. I did also some security in my life when again teaching security office. But here I will show a little bit of security because you have device security, application security, network security, and there are always opportunities and challenges. And I will say a little bit about network security. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay. Now you keep on pressing, there is some animation there. So here I am showing there are types of attacks that can happen from the end users. End device may be malware, inflicted, so you can send lots of traffic data. Next, you can happen over the air when you're sending traffic. Right. Next, it can happen on the GNOT access tower. Next, all right. Then it can happen while you're sending traffic in the backhaul. Go to the next slide, please. It site channel attacks on the virtualization on the edge. Can come from the Wi-Fi network, right? If you're doing handover. Insider attacks, right? With API-based attacks that happen. Next. Yeah, so API, insider attacks. Next slide, please. And attacks can come from the internet side too. And the last one is the roaming. Go to the next one. Yeah. So these are I'm just showing very high level potential risks that can happen. You need to have mechanisms to secure those. So once you do all this analysis, what do you do next? You come up with some kind of threat taxonomy. So here, I will come to the threat taxonomy. Now you see all different pillars of 5G. Like I talked about SDM, slicing, virtualization, orchestration, etc., physical layer security. But these are the pillars of 5G security that you have to keep in mind. All these pillars, they give you a lot of opportunities, but they also have a lot of problems or challenges. So when you are designing a network, you have to keep in mind, I have whole tutorial, I'll send it some point, I'll give it to you, but each of those I'll go and talk to you, what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, how do you take care of it. I'm just showing some methodology for threat taxonomy. So you have to keep this in mind. Anytime a new technology gets introduced, you have to think about it. Let's go to the next slide. And you saw there was the AI piece. I know this is AI, IoT, security conference. So you have to think about how AI we can take advantage of AI to optimize the network operation. At the same time, AI has its own perils, right? So you have to think about how to make sure AI itself is secure. Otherwise, you cannot even take advantage of AI. So once you see all these things, I'll show you one slide on threat taxonomy. You have a radio access network, own network application. And you have to think about from a hacker point of view. If a hacker comes, he has a lot of bad things to do we have to think about, availability, confidentiality of the CIA, all those stuff, and then we have to see what are the potential threats and how can I mitigate them, right? So we decompose the whole network to RAN, application and code, and try this way, right? So then we come up with the mitigation technique. This is for the radio access side. Go to the next slide. Yeah. So once you know that, then something a risk factor. So this is called NIST, which is an education institution in the United States. There is a standards institution, NIST, that developed the standards for many important technology. And here I am showing one, so the risk is a function of likelihood and impact. So every threat there is a risk, and then the risk, you calculate the risk, and if your risk is too high, then you have to decrease the likelihood of happening or decrease the impact of it, right? So if you do not have enough security controls, you have to take care of it. Go to the next slide. Yeah. So I'll give one example of the opportunities and challenges. This is like SDN, software defined network. What is SDN? It gives you the ability to program the network on the fly. If there is an attack happening, I detect that. How quickly I can find out from where attack is coming. I go and change the routers and switches, the program automatically, right? So this is what I'm showing here. A lot of opportunity, but what if somebody attacks my SDN controller through northbound API and southbound API? So that's the challenge. So if I have the challenge, go to the next slide. The example I showed, I personally did at 180, and the whole SDN controller was completely overwhelmed. So here I'm showing there are opportunities that you can take advantage of using SDN with the first column, right? And the second column I'm showing the type of attack that could happen and make the SDN completely, not workable. And then I think about the mitigation. On the right side, I'm showing the risk and threat likelihood that I was showing. So once you do this analysis, then you can improve your network architecture, right? Security. So I just gave you one example. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Alright, I spent a little bit of time on the SDN aspect and I finish it up. This standardization. So I talked about standardization. These are the various standards bodies that many of you may be involved. Somebody develops protocols like IDF, 3GPP develops specification. There are a lot of open source. IEEE develops, all the lower layer stuff into networks. But there are a lot of open source standards. You should be getting involved. Even when you build a 5G lab, like ONM, Open Daylight, others, right? Linux Foundation. So some of these, in due course, you'll get involved if the 5G course gets offered, you'll get a chance to do that. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Right. I said a little bit about standards. So I talked about technology development, I talked about some of the security issues on 5G, some of the standards. Now once you build all those, you have to have a testbed to build this. So National Science Foundation has built something called Platform for Advanced Scholars Research. And what we did, I'm giving an example, at Applied Physics Lab, we actually worked with Department of Homeland Security, DHS, right? And they said, 5G's code is not good enough, then 5G solve the problem. So we did some analysis, we built a prototype using open source. And then we had collaboration with this NSM platforms in New York City, Salt Lake City, North Carolina, and then Arvind and Iowa State. So we did the initial prototype, then went to the bigger test bed to see how it's going to work. So that's a good model, right? When you have 5G test bed, you can do that. So go to the next slide. These are the field testing you can do. You go to a bigger, I know, Government of India has been spending a lot of money building test bed, right? IIT Madras and different IITs, ISC. So take advantage of that. IEEE also building test bed. Just to let you know, I'm one of the main architect for this. So people who do not have access, they want to assignments or projects, you can get access to IEEE test bed, which is already ready. So this is a new thing. Go to the next slide. Yeah, so this is an opportunity for the operators, vendors, application providers, and academia. You can get access to IEEE test bed within New Jersey, the cloud based. Go to the next slide. So the idea here is Tech Mahindra actually helping us build this test bed. And test bed is ready for use. So I'll reach out to your chairman and your principal to see if they can get access to the IEEE test bed. So, and then Johns Hopkins, for example, where I teach, we are already part of it. So this is a good opportunity for students to get involved. Go Go to the next slide. I believe I'll not go back to the first slide. End of the day, you have to see how it is benefiting the humanity, how it is benefiting the society. So Department of Homeland Security and NIST, they came to us, they said active shooter scenario, how they can take advantage of 5G, right? So what we did, go to the next slide. We go to the next slide please. So here, they said this active shooter scenario, which unfortunately pretty bad thing happens in the United States. They said, we're using 4G, we wanted to do a mock drill, and we got a lot of issues with packet drops, quality of service, congestion, and then we said, okay, let's see, we pick 3 pen points and see how 5G can help. So we did a paper study. Go to the next slide. So here we did a mapping. We said, okay, these are your pen points, problems. On the right side, we said these are the potential solutions that could be applied to take care of the problems, right? So if we have problem with congestion, we can do software-defined networking, flexible, all those things. If you have quality of service problem, you can do network slicing. So this is how we built our test bed. Then we went to New York City, we did a large-scale experiment. So this is one example. I gave the example of active shooter, but there are a lot of other use cases that you can take advantage of. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, so finally, future networks. This is, I was the founding co-chair. We started 6 years back. There are a lot of opportunities. I know some of your faculty members, they did participate in a panel. And there are a lot of other opportunities here too, connecting the connected digital divide. So there are many societies. So try to get involved in this. Go to the next slide. I'll finish up in 2 minutes. So this is the future networks, IDP.org. This is free membership. You go, get a member, get access to anything like this, right? Let's go to the next slide. There are many roadmaps. These are the different technology areas. Depending on your interest, you can get access to these documents. Like 3 or 5 or 10 years from now, how the communication technology is going to look like, right? So go to the next slide. So again, there are 14 or 15 different chapters. AI, energy efficiency, security, edge, right? So get access to this. Go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, so this is my last slide. I know I have little time. But in summary, what I was telling, 5G is the process of getting evolved. But there are a lot of interesting problems that we need to solve. So we start with just there. Go back this. Yeah. So there are problems with operational failures, radio frequency barriers, complexity of operation systems support, SDN energy deployment, cultural barrier, right, health and etc., policy barriers, and spectrum. So these are some interesting areas one should be looking into, and it's not possible without having collaboration among academic, government. I know we have representatives from government, academia, and conferences like this that brings everybody together, right? So this is a very interesting time. So you should really join the revolution of communication. And the students are most important thing. You are the most creative, most constructive. So with that, I'd like to congratulate again all the organizers and all the students, volunteers, participants, all the keynote speakers for coming. And thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you, sir, for not just articulating your vision, but also instilling inspiration inside us.
Now, I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Rojo K. Mishra, convener of AIUP 4S. Dr. Rojo K. Mishra is currently working as a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering.
I would like to thank you, my authorities, delegates, especially today's chief guest, Professor Ashutosh and guest of honor, my good friend Manju ma'am, and Arvind sir, and our honorable principal sir, vice principal sir, and my mentor, Professor Patro sir, Patro sir, and my good friend, Professor Hopkins Bisway, and my dear and dear faculty members, students, and the good friend of mine, I am the younger brother, Dr. Sandeep. If I will exclude the authors to share my heartfelt thanks, then this conference is no use. Because without for the conference, the stakeholders are the first of all authors, reviews, publication house, organic committee members, and many more. So with your all support, we are standing here. So a big thanks to one and all. And I'm going to announce one important thing over here. As our principal sir mentioned about the principal sir, and I mean our partner sir mentioned about the sustainability. Here I would like to announce you that on August 9th and 10th, we are coming with one more international conference. I'm just telling that. The site title will be International Conference on Technology Advances for Green Solutions and Sustainable Development. Yeah, thank you. As Arvind sir mentioned about the quantum technology, so here I would like to give one more information that with that international conference, that we have associated one more student symposium on quantum computing for sustainable computing. So we have two more conferences in coming days, but we need your best supports. We need your, not best support. Without you, we are no more here. So that's why I need one and all support, and a big thanks to our founder chairman, Professor Dr. Sukhan sir, because without his involvement, without his monitoring, without his support, this conference could not be possible. So we are very much thankful to him, and thank you all. As we have received, as our program chair Manas Pathak sir already mentioned about that, we received around 217 research abstracts, and out of which 106 is going to present over here. And we have a very good plan that in this conference you have to present your idea before the delegates, and you will get some suggestions from the reviewers. Kindly incorporate those suggestions, inputs in your paper, and revise it and submit in reviewed journals. As we have one Scopus Index journal as well as two Google Scholar Index journal, and one more IoT book also is going to be coming from Sprinter is coming to you. So you have four to five options. But my sincere request to one and all that kindly listen to the reviews of technical session chats and incorporate their suggestions and based upon their inputs, please revise it and submit your full articles again. Although you have submitted, I know. That's why after receiving the many papers also, I have not confirmed them about their review status, or I have not, because this is the only reason, because during this conference you are going to listen some, or you are going to get some inputs from the technical sessions. Yes, that's why we have not confirmed you. So it's my humble request, please, after this session, after this inaugural session, we are going to listen Professor Roy, because who come from Khari, from Shanti Niketan, who is with us right now. Thank you, sir. Namaste. So after this inaugural session, immediately we are going to start this keynote session from Football sir, and then after the lunch break, and then after the technical sessions, kindly avail the best of the best during the technical session, so that your paper will get a very good shape and for your publications. Thank you all. Namaste.
Thank you so much for your kind support, sir. Now it gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Sandeepan Malik, co-convener of AIoT Chorus. He is currently working as an associate professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication in the National Institute of Science and Technology. He is assigned with the Head of Research and Innovation Cell of NIST, Baltimore. His research interests are fabrication and characterization of semiconductor devices, thin film physics and technologies, inorganic and biomembristors, inorganic heterojunction solar cells, IoT sensors, etc. He has published more than 90 research articles in international and national platform with 6 Indian patents. Thank you, sir, for your contribution to this conference. Without further ado, let's proceed. It's bringing me great joy to announce the official release of the proceedings of this conference. This proceedings encapsulate the essence of ideas, innovations, and dialogues exchanged during the conference.
Now it's time to take a moment to express our appreciation for our esteemed guest who has not only actively participated but has also bringing forth value insight and have enriched our collectivity understanding. May I now invite our chief guest, Dr. Ashutosh Dutta, to join us on stage to receive a token of gratitude and appreciation from our respected.
Now it's time for the release of the proceedings of this conference.
आइस फोटो क्या ये लोग भूल जाता है क्या ये इसका थोड़ा ये
invite our chief guest, Dr. Ashutosh Dutta, to join us on the stage to receive a memento from our respected principal, Dr. P. Kumar. Next, allow me to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Manju Khari, to receive a token of acknowledgement and appreciation from our program chair, Professor Manju. Next, please join me in inviting our guest of honor, Mr. Arvind Sharma, contributions. We once again extend our warmest congratulations and appreciation to everyone present here. Your presence and contributions have made this conference even more enriching. Thank you all for being an integral part of this journey. The metaphor of success can be likened to an ocean where various streams and rivers join to merge into a unified body of water. Now, as we are ready to embark on this intellectual journey, it is my honor to invite Dr. Vishnu Karnaik, Vice Principal of NIST, to propose a vote of thanks. Dr. Vishnu Karnaik is Associate Professor in the Department of Mathematics at NIST Institute of Science and Technology. He, with a profound interest in cosmology, Dr. Nayak has made significant contributions in the field of mathematics, publishing 40 research papers across various disciplines. As a life member of the Indian Society of Technical Education and the Orissa Mathematical Society, he actively participates in academic communities. Thank you, sir, for your dedication towards our academics and administrative.
Thank you, Manju, for your nice introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, one and all. Esteemed guests, respected dignitaries on the dais of the dais, distinguished guests, Chairman NIST, the Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, Principal, Professor Chair, delegates from across globe, keynote speakers, session chair, and my esteemed colleagues at NIST, a very good morning once again, one and all, and I welcome you all to this August farewell. As we draw the curtains of the inaugural ceremony of the Science and Education Research Board, SERB, sponsored International Conference on Artificial Intelligence of Things for Sustainability, hosted by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and NIST Baltimore, I stand before you with an immense sense of gratitude and privilege, tasked with the honor of delivering the vote of thanks. It is my pleasure to announce that with your unwavering support, the inaugural function of the SERB sponsored International Conference on Artificial Intelligence of Things for Sustainability has concluded successfully. The NIST School of Computer Science and Engineering is thrilled to have had the opportunity to host this conference, providing a unique platform to explore the latest advancements in artificial intelligence and IoT technologies that are marking a positive impact on sustainability in hybrid mode. Our journey today begins with a warm welcome from our esteemed principal, Dr. P. Kumar. His inspiring leadership has played a crucial role in shaping our NIST Baltimore into a hub of academic excellence. We are grateful for his continuous support and vision and guidance. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed founder chairman, Dr. Sukanke Mahapatra, for entrusting the responsibility of organizing this significant event to the Department of Computer Science at our institute. His visionary leadership and unwavering support have been instrumental in the success of this endeavor, and I am truly indebted to him for his guidance throughout the entire process. His commitment to advancing academic excellence and fostering a culture of innovation has been a driving force behind the success of this event. Thank you, Chairman Sir, for your invaluable support and the trust you have placed in us.
Yes.
A special mention goes to Dr. Manju Patra, the program chair of this particular conference, whose dedication and commitment have been pivot in curating this conference. His expertise in the field of computer science and engineering has set the stage for insightful discussion and valuable contribution. Thank you very much, sir, for this. We are privileged to have Mr. Arvind Kumar Sharma, a distinguished scientist from the Society for Applied Microwave Electronics Engineering and Research, SAMEER, R&D of DIT Govt of India, New Delhi, as our guest of honor. His insights into applied electronics engineering and research have broadened our perspectives. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing the occasion. A heartfelt thank to our chief guest, Dr. Ashutosh Dutta, a senior scientist and 5G chief strategist of Johns Hopkins University, Maryland. His address not only enlightened us but also set the tone for intellectual disclosure that will unfold during this conference. Thank you very much, sir, for blessing the occasion. Our sincere gratitude extends to our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Manju, Khari, whose presence has added immense pleasure to our event. Her profound knowledge and contribution to the School of Computer and Systems Sciences have set a remarkable standard in the academic community. Thank you very much, as we embark on the journey of knowledge and innovation, I express my sincere appreciation to the entire organizing committee, the faculty and staff for their relentless effort in ensuring the seamless execution of this event. Their dedication has been truly commendable. Thank you very much for all. A conference of this magnitude would not have been possible without the support of our sponsor, collaborator and partners. Special thanks to the SERB for their financial contribution, which played a significant role in making this conference a grand success. We extend our gratitude to the Society for Applied Microwave Electronics Engineering and Research, Coding Ninjas, Arvind, Value Elephant, RSUA Project and Chemicals, and our host institute, NIST, for the financial support. The overwhelming response to the paper abstracts has been phenomenal. Regrettably, due to space constraints and quality checks, we could only accommodate 106 papers in our souvenir. These papers will be presented virtually during the conference by different delegates, various delegates. I express my sincere thanks to all the keynote speakers and session chairs for the invaluable support in ensuring the smooth conduct of the conference. I am deeply grateful to the advisory committee, the local advisory committee, the technical committee, and the local organizing committee for their dedication and efforts. An online coding contest in association with Coding Ninjas will take place on today. Thank you for your commitment and effort. The NIST Innovation Challenge 1.0 in association with Value Elephant will be conducted on tomorrow. I appreciate your initiative and support. The conference owes its success to the seamless coordination of various departments. I extend my thanks to the facility department, IT technical department, electricity department, and PSL for the support and cooperation for smooth conduct of this particular conference. Behind every successful event, there is an indispensable team. I express my gratitude to the entire computer science department of the NIST, especially Dr. Strategist, head of the computer science and convener of this program, and Dr. the co-convener and R&D coordinator of NIST. I also want to thank the participants and delegates who have traveled from different parts of the globe and virtually, also those who are online, to share their expertise and insights. Your presence enriches the diversity of thoughts and ideas in this forum. Thank you very much, all the participants. I cannot forget to acknowledge the presence of our esteemed audience. Please join me in giving yourself a round of applause. Last but certainly not least, congratulations to all the volunteers and members of Photography Club for their synchronized work and unwavering support. Please join me in the efforts. The invited press is here. I request that they cover the entire program and spread the information about knowledge sharing through this conference. Your role in disseminating information about the discussion and outcomes of this seminar is invaluable in reaching a wider audience. A special acknowledgement goes to our supporting staff members whose behind this scene efforts have contributed to the seamless execution of this event. Your dedication and hard work have not gone unnoticed. The men behind who facilitate all the infrastructure facilities of conduct such a wonderful program is none other than our admin head, engineer Syed Arvind for his support and his contribution. As the Vice Principal of NIST, it is with immense pleasure that I express my gratitude for your collaborative effort in making this conference a resounding success. I would like to thank the anchor Madhurima and his friend for organizing this program very nicely and completing at the end. ज्ञान से ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण कोई धन नहीं है और ज्ञान का सर्वोत्तम स्रोत है संगठन और शिक्षा. There is no wealth more valuable than knowledge, and the best source of knowledge is organization and education. Thank you all, and I hope to see you in the future. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone present over here. I am Assistant Professor, Computer Science and Engineering. Now we are going to proceed with our keynote sessions. Okay. It is truly an honor and privilege to stand before you today to introduce a distinguished individual whose contribution has left an indelible mark in the field. Okay, all I request